Hey everybody, and welcome back to more Eternal Darkness, and we're going to start off with reading! Hooray! I never have gone back to take the time to actually read these documents. For those who care, just be glad I'm actually showing them on the video now. I didn't think to do that at the start of this LP. So here's something annoying. Imagine planning your day around a playoff baseball game that was going to be coming up later on that day. You got your snacks, you got your drinks, you're having people over, and then the team that you're rooting for within 20 minutes is down 8-0. I know! Strange banging on the door, no one cares. Talk about a buzzkill. Speaking of another buzzkill, ooh, that's not good.
The darkness is coming.
Damn it, game, that's not what you're supposed to say. She's supposed to say, this isn't happening! But we're playing as Alex, and she doesn't really speak much. Except at the start and end of this game. Oh, this. If you remember, during last video, we had to do that in that church. I would have no trouble doing that on a PlayStation controller.
Who are you?
I am your lord and conqueror.
What manner of forsaken being are you?
So, you can see me in my true form. You are a gifted man. Take this one and use him as the foundation for the pillar. He is special and should be given a special place among the suffering.
Ooh, that's savage. Putting people into pillars.
Much has been written about the exploits of conquerors. In the context of history, one man's champion is another man's nemesis, hero or murderer. Much has been written, but what has not is far more interesting. The Tome of Eternal Darkness mentions a Venetian artist and architect of the Renaissance named Roberto Bianchi. Roaming abroad to find inspiration, he was captured by a warlord expanding his empire. He forced Roberto to use his architectural and engineering skills to construct a monument to his greatness. To complete his task, he must survey the site.
Survey the site quickly, dog, and maybe you'll live long enough to see the sacrament's construction. Did you think we would trust you, Bianchi? Even though you are graced with the generosity of our liege, you are still his prisoner. As I said, finish your work quickly, and maybe we'll drag you out of this hole.
I don't know about you, but I don't really do favors for maybes. That's not how I work. But the game tells us this is what we have to do, so we are going to. Pretty much we are armed with nothing but a torch. We will get other stuff as this chapter goes along. However, given the enemies we are going to face at the start, we're not in such bad shape. Get out of my way. I ain't got time for you! So this is a little different. We're going to be performing some sort of a survey, I guess. So there will be points where you'll hear crumbling rocks, and we have to survey those areas. But first I wanted to pick up that sword, because it will be useful later on. Once we've hit enemies that don't die in one hit to the torch. Huzzah! Survey number 1 complete. And I believe there are crossbow bolts here. That's right, kids, we will be picking up a crossbow at some point. And it will be very useful against trappers, and I'm pretty sure that's all I use it for. Because trappers are annoying. But seriously, day planned out, and 8-0. Last I looked, it was 9-0. And their starting pitcher got injured, and their best pitcher is already hurt. Things are not looking good for the boys in blue and orange. Oh god, things aren't looking great for this guy either. Roberto, I think his name is? It's too bad this isn't Roberto from Onimusha 4. He could just fight his way out. Maybe. I don't actually really remember Roberto very well. I know he was kind of a boxer dude, but I'm not sure if he was any good. I don't remember really playing as him much. I know I had him as my side character when I fought the final boss. Ugh, that final boss. One of the worst final bosses I've ever experienced. Not a fan. I'm actually not a fan of this game's final boss either. Although once you know what to do, it's not so bad. And it's not really a hard boss. I'll talk about that more in the final video though. I'm not going to waste time with that now. For now, it's cage puzzles and zombie killing. And it would be nice if these things would die in one hit to the torch, but of course, no such luck. The devs gave us a sword and they want us to use it. And unfortunately, I was not able to drown my sorrows in alcohol. I'm taking some time off from the drink. Just need a break, that's all. I like to do that every now and again. And no surprise, over the last year and a half, I've drank a whole lot more, and I already thought I had a slight problem over the last 5 years anyways. Granted, I think we all have our vices. Unfortunately, I have alcohol, I also have junk food. The good thing is this means fewer drunk videos, which I've actually been doing a really good job at not doing drunk videos lately. There for a while I was doing quite a few of them, and they rarely turned out well. But you guys don't want to hear about that, you want to hear about cage puzzles, right? Right? Well, we solved it. It's not really a hard puzzle to solve. I do wish those enemies would have died in one hit to this torch, just because it would have been easier to see, because we could have had the torch out the whole time. But that's fine. I was gonna say I need you to burn, but they're already dead. And we don't have the tome yet, so we can't cure our sanity, so I have to finish those off. Plus, it's cool finishing enemies off. We'll get it at some point. Speaking of getting things, I believe that is the crossbow. Huzzah! I guess I can't be too mad. I would rather them lose the game early if they're going to lose, rather than invest 3-4 hours into a game and have them have a lead for 8 innings and then blow it in the 9th. That pretty much describes all Astros fans today. Although by the time this is going up, that game will be a distant memory. As will the season. And we gotta be a little careful in here because there are trappers. Notice I have the trusty crossbow out. We named her Buffy. Because Buffy sometimes had a crossbow, I guess. I don't know. Ha-ha! Arrow to the face. I am not playing Trapper Dimension for you this day. Look, I'm disappointed. What do you want? I'm not really coming with the smack talk today. And let's be honest, I'm not particularly great at the smack talk anyways. Oh boy, this room. Kill the zombie. If you want to run from these enemies, I think you can. Coax them over to one side and then run around the other side, and you should be fine. I would actually recommend doing that. There's going to be a big cut in this fight because it does not go well for me. You guys missed a lot, but nothing at all, if that makes any sense. Several minutes of me fighting this thing and getting nothing done. I got sent to the Trapper Dimension a few times. There's another trapper around here somewhere. I think it's going to get me too. I really hate those things when I don't have an enhanced shotgun. What I should have done was take care of this trapper first. But, oh well. The main thing I wanted to pick up is that. Yep. Got caught by a trapper. Fortunately, with the power of editing, you guys didn't have to see me go through that again. I showed it off once, and that's all I'm showing it. But fortunately, now that we have the tome, we can use all our spells. This fight was a problem. I'm going to have to use a tactical retreat. Because I can't see anything in that room. It's so dark. And it got my shield, which is no good. Look. I know you guys think you're so great because you're called horrors, but you're awful. And I hate you! And I won in the end. So it doesn't matter what they think. Haha! Well, that wasn't us that did that. That's a clue to something we're going to have to do in a bit. I think one of these dudes is one of those explodey dudes. We saw them. Yeah, he is. We saw them, I think, in this same temple in a previous video, but I don't remember which one. I think 3 or 4. It's been at least a month since I did any of those videos. Take a guess what we're going to deal with in here. If your guess is more enemies, then you would be correct. We don't want to do that just yet. Put up a force field, kind of like at the end of last video. Set yourself up with a force field. Be prepped to put up a shield if you need to, although you don't need to if you're behind the force field. We have some more bone thieves to deal with. And they are no fun to deal with. And if I can use magic to help me not have to deal with them as much, then that's what I'm going to do. Granted, I don't really find them that challenging on their own, but mixed with other enemies, they become a lot more of a problem to deal with. And they do drain your sanity. It's just those first couple that were awful to deal with, because I had no health, no idea what I was doing with them because I didn't fight the first couple you come across in that chapter. I just ran from them. So we surveyed another area. I believe that's only our second. Not today, Trapper, not today. Does anybody remember Trapper Keepers? What a strange name for a binder. At least I think they were binders. I'm so glad this is a short video because I'm already talking nonsense. Oh great, our boy's going crazy again. And I believe we just got a new spell. If not, we get one in that area later. So many times I just want to finish an enemy off, and if he's close enough to something, he'll either go through a door or check something instead. Which gets quite annoying when I'm just trying to finish off a fight. And then he won't do what I'm trying to get him to do, which, again, is bothersome. Yes, game, I don't actually care. And you have to go with your strongest Dispel magic spell. Which should be a 5-point spell. I said last video, pretty much if you need to use Dispel magic, game, give me the item. Dick. And with that Dispel magic, we should see the next item we're going to pick up. I think it's invisible unless you use that spell. Fortunately, it lasts long enough to be able to do that. But I mentioned last video, if you're going to use that Dispel magic spell, go ahead and use your strongest one, because chances are that's the one you need. Once we get the upgrade to the 7-point magic, then you'll want to go with that instead of the 5. And be sure to put the shield on. For some reason I have issues walking through this area. My character kept wanting to go to the left for some reason. I'm not sure what the deal is with this floor, but it will send up things to attack you. No one cares. And those shields kind of act like your fireflies or whatever in Spyro. They'll take the hit for you. It took me a while to find that. I didn't cut that off, that was the game. It does have a tendency to do that. Some cutscenes will play for a short period of time and then abruptly cut off. That's going to happen in the lead up to the final boss as well. I'm not sure why the game does that. Pretty strange. Another survey point. We will be seeing this area again in 3 videos. Put up another force field here. go with the opposite magic to the one you're playing as. In this case, I'm playing with the green, so go with red. Or go with purple. Purple works too. Purple's good against anything. I think now we have to do the create a zombie and put it under that smasher thing. Oh, that's right, kids. We have a new spell. It is the create a zombie spell. We had a create trapper spell, and we will get a create horror spell, which we are only going to use once. I don't know if there's fun to be had with that one. It's really strange because that spell is only going to get used once for a puzzle. The zombie spell we used twice, and we used the trapper spell a few times. It's just weird because you would think they would come up with a couple of moments where you need to use that spell, but they didn't. Yes, game, I don't really care. Summon the zombie. I wish there were more uses for these types of spells. It's an interesting idea, and maybe if they had time with this game, they could have thought of more uses for those spells. Oh god, run. There are a ton of enemies in here, and I do not want to deal with them. If you can, stop and take out the trappers if they spawn.
Venture no further, or be struck down where you stand.
What?
I am the guardian of this temple, the Forbidden City. None shall enter except the chosen. Speak. You are the chosen. For many years I have tested those who came here, and all have failed. You are unaffected by the power I wield, and thus must surely be the chosen.
I?
Once I was as you were, confused and without answers, yet they came in time. Now my duty is complete. I can finally rest. My sacrifice was not in vain.
Was that Kareem? I don't think it was. I wonder if that was one of the people we played as. We do have a tendency to see them sometimes. So we pick up some items there. Actually, that probably was. Be sure to survey this, because we need to go all the way back to the start of the level, and you would not want to go all the way back there just to find out that you missed something, and then have to come all the way back here to survey that, because that totally did not happen to me. Nope. Not to me. Oh god. Enemies. Damn it, blindness, don't get in my way right now. Enemies are afoot. And don't walk behind the ladder. I don't really care for the fact that you can walk behind some of these ladders. It's kind of annoying. You would think they would just have them work like doors in these types of games. Which I guess they do to an extent. Yeah, so if you miss that survey point, then you have to walk slowly all the way back just to find out that you missed something. Then walk slowly all the way back. Walk around until you figure out what you missed. Then finally walk slowly all the way back the way we're going. And hit one of those dudes with a torch or a sword, because I did that on a run through here. And yes, you can do that. However, I did it because the guy would not get the fuck out of my way. Had he been out of my way, I would have left him alone. You don't get in my way, then I don't hit you with a sword. He just cowered away. So it's not like I actually killed the guy. At least I think it was a sword I hit him with. It might have been the torch. Either way, I'm sure it hurt.
And what news do you bring me, Architect?
The foundations are infested. Demons and devils. Many lives will be lost if you try to build there.
You have done well to complete your goal, Bianchi. The construction will continue as planned.
But the demons! You'd be insane to build there.
Silence, dog! What dwells beneath the Forbidden City is the very reason it was built. For you to understand, you must witness it firsthand. Let me educate you. Guards! Put this one with the others of the sacrifice. I am the Scourge of God, appointed to chastise you, since no one knows the remedy for your iniquity except me. You are wicked, but I am more wicked than you, so be silent! Now you, Architect, you are about to make your largest contribution to this project.
Oh, Pius. He's such a nice guy. You know, the moment Alex starts believing the stuff that she's reading, and there's no reason not to, and we get a survey ability, so now we can survey this and find the next page, you would think that would drive her a little bit mad.
The Black Guardian grows restless, my liege. Its hunger increases, and the binding continues to weaken. We feed it flesh, but I fear it will not guard the relic too much longer.
There is no choice in the matter. It must remain and guard the artifact until the time of planetary alignment. After that, the Guardian may return to its lair. Our master does not like failure. It is imperative to keep the binding intact.
Then we have to find more flesh and bone.
That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time with more Eternal Darkness.